Afternoon, it's your Dr. Naturopathy, Dr. Elijah Grant, aka Prophetically Enlightened Elder. What I want to come to you today with is several topics, but just to give you an introduction on things that I'm wanting to talk about and I'm going to talk about. It would be silent weapons in a quiet war, the homegrown terrorists such as the neo-Nazi Ku Klux Klans, police department, the Blue Klux Klan, all those things. People don't know this, but the homegrown terrorists in this country are plentiful, okay? And if America was really serious about protecting people of African ancestry, they would eliminate them first. But as you know, America does not care about you. They keep showing you signs and symptoms and everything to let you know, no, we don't care about you. Reparations? Well, we're going to let you think about it, talk about it, march about it, protest about it, and then we're still going to, trick you, That's the way a lot of the strategies are implemented. For those of you who don't know it, that's a National Security Council memo number 46. I advise you to go look it up, where it says it's going to keep black people, divided and conquered. Basically keeping the black people from America from really getting friendly with the people in Africa. On the African continent. Okay? You can go to my page at Blackspeak, and it's all outlined there. And it has lots of links. Okay? Now, one thing that I really wanted to focus on first is our mindset, because we're wondering why we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Okay? You got young people out here doing things that are commendable. I really want to take my hat off to them. But if you notice, their stick-to-itness, I don't want to use too many big words. I was going to say tenacity, but their ability to adhere, to stick to something and stay on path and stay on, the course that we need to stay on in order to make a way for our children to follow, an example, in other words, not just talk about it, be about it. That is very important. We've lost that path. We've got distracted. We're victims of a silent war, as I mentioned earlier, and they're using quiet weapons. One of the best weapons they're using is psychological warfare. And I would like to say that everything that they're doing is psychological. And you can see the signs and symptoms in people that you talk to, especially when a person has to lash out at you, call your names, degrade you and everything. Those are signs and symptoms of a person that doesn't feel good about themselves to begin with. So what they do, they lash out at you. They have so many inadequacies and insecurities until, they can't even see straight. But there's an African proverb that say, when a fruit is rotten, leave it alone. It'll fall by itself from the tree and rot in its own vomit, puke, and the foul smell that they, emanate. So, you don't have to worry about anything except coming together and educating our children. Protect our children, protect our women. Begin to follow better examples, because our examples suck, okay? When I say our examples suck, we got people out here talking about we can pray and march and do all that, and they've been doing that over 100 years. The same thing that's happening now to Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, Colin Kaepernick, 3Ks they call them, has been happening to athletes all around the world that, stand up and protest and begin to use their own mind. They don't want you to use your own mind. They want you to shut up and dribble, as one documentary pointed out that was dealing with LeBron James, okay? And sure enough, he shut up and he has just continued to dribble. Now, I'm not going to get too hard on any of these athletes, because they're out there to do, play sports, do their thing, but there are some that's doing something for the community. Very few. I want to take my hat off to Kyrie Irving, who has actually done something and is doing something to help the community. There are other organizations as well that are helping. But, when they come after someone such as a Kyrie Irving, that's been a big topic for the last 2 weeks, it's really because they want to put them in place and let people of color or African ancestry or melanated magic or whatever you want to call them, they want to let them know, we still control you. You don't control Jack. This is what they're telling you. Your leaders ain't worth a crap. They're all cowards. They'll do what we tell them to do. They'll jump through hoops like a trained dog. And that's why I call some of them Negro peons. They're white people in black body. And all skin folks are not kin folks, and you should know that by now. As I was mentioning, some of the topics I want to talk about, I don't have that much time, but I've been posting them, and one of them is the National Security Council memo number 46, which basically tells you that, they had a meeting, and it was under Nixon's administration. Henry Kissinger wrote the memo, and they want to illustrate the power of people coming together in organizations and how they want to keep certain organizations from coming together under one goal, one agenda. Not bringing this, we are black and all human and we are all that, all lives matter. No. We are helping everybody but ourselves. We're the only people, as Dr. Amos said, we're the only people that want to help everybody but ourselves. We got to get out of that mode of thinking. As John Henry Clark said, there is no other people that has gone through as much as we have and still survive. All the psychologists say that, which is one of my fields of expertise. We've gone through a lot, and we're still, it's a wonder, it's a miracle that we're still alive. But I see a lot of us are just walking zombies. I mean, they're spineless zombie jellyfish, cowards to the bone. And these are the kind of people you don't need in your life, okay? But that's what they have out there speaking for us, okay? You got these idiotic, foolish, lacking courage, trained zombies, lapdog, boule type, telling us what to do and what to believe, telling us that if people say certain things and they keep saying it over and over, and it's on the internet, it just might be a conspiracy, and you should ignore it. Yeah, okay. See, the thing about it is most conspiracies have been proven true. They won't tell you that. I can point them out, and I'll post them. I had so many what they call conspiracy theory, which is a term come about by the CIA in 1963 when the Kennedy was assassinated. They're the one coined the term conspiracy theory. That's to stop people from thinking. That's to stop people from really doing any kind of serious research and some type of psychological searching. Because if you've done your research and your homework, you would see that we are under the threat of attack everywhere we go, in every country. Over in Ukraine, where they're sending, oh God, the money is outrageous. Oh, the amount. I mean, we're sending money to a country that supported the Nazis. And they had all over TikTok where black people were being thrown off of trains during the Russian invasion. Okay? That let you know Ukraine don't give a rat's ass, but you paying your tax dollars to help Ukraine. Okay? America doesn't care about it, but you paying your tax dollar to help them to protect Ku Klux Klan, neo-Nazis, racists that hide behind uniform. I mean, they're in every branch of the service, they're in every bureaucracy. They're all over the country and all over the world, okay? So you got to realize you are not safe anywhere you go. Always protect the children. There are a lot of them missing, and they're not talking about it. They're organ harvesting. They're doing all that stuff. Those are not conspiracy theory. They're finding people without organs, okay? Internal organs. Guy up here in, I don't want to get his name wrong, but in northern Georgia, they found him rolled up in a mat without his organs. Okay? You can do the research. I don't want to get his name wrong, but he was found in the gym, rolled up in a mat. You know, the Ahmaud Arbery, all these things, the killings that have been caught on camera, and Jalen Walker, you know, they shot at him 90 times. All these things have been happening all along. The only thing different now is that now it's being caught on camera. Okay? Now, as I mentioned, there is a lot of people who coming out and saying that people who are talking like I'm talking, they saying, oh, he ain't nothing but a conspiracy theorist. See, they don't know what the hell they're talking. Anybody tell you that Dr. Elijah Grant is a conspiracy theorist, you look at them carefully, because you're looking at a person that has not been around the world several times, has not worked in every branch, well, I shouldn't say every branch, many branches of government, Seen things, heard things, a combat, decorated combat, Navy SEAL veteran, all of these things, been in places where high intelligence is pretty common. Now, we work with the Central Intelligence is not Central Intelligence, by the way. I mean, that's intelligence is not central. Intelligence is rare. It's very rare because some of the people I bumped into, I'm wondering, how the hell did you get in this type of service? They usually know somebody. They're usually related, or they have a lot of connections, and that's what it's all about. They're connected, and you know what? They fight amongst themselves, but you know what? When it comes to fight against black people, they come together to fight against black people all around the world. They got these shots going on, and the reason they got these shots going on, the jab, the injection, because they're what is known as a transhumanist experiment. I don't want to get too technical. I don't want to stray too far from a lot of things I want to talk about, but I'm just giving you a brief rundown of some of the things that I'm going to discuss, and some of the things you can find on my page. People are always talking about guerrilla warfare and all these types of things. We got to do this, we got to do that. If you get out there and masquerade with any kind of weapon or a parade or whatever, like the brother that just got locked up, John Fitzgerald Johnson, a.k.a. Grandmaster Jay, they locked him up at the Breonna Taylor protest march. Well, it's connected with the Breonna Taylor protest march, claiming he pointed a gun at several federal officials or somebody in this group. It's just vague. The thing about it is, if you have a weapon, they can say you pointed it at them. But you got people who are actually pointing weapons at them that are Caucasian persuasion, they don't do anything about. Okay? But here's that's what I want to make this point. And I want to make this point perfectly clear. Grandmaster Jay was letting people know that you're going to have to defend yourself. You're going to have to learn how to use weapons. You're going to have to, confront these people on their own terms. And that's the only way you're going to get in respect. And what they do, they make an example out of them. And what they do, they divert our attention from that type of situation and from that outcome in order to get us to focus on a lot of things like Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, the racial element that people love to talk about but do nothing about. Because their memory's not that long. A lot of people just don't have the memory because they're poisoning your water, your food, your air. They're doing everything to destroy your mind and your mental capacity. Now, what I want to illustrate, because I had went through a similar situation where I was standing for all our people, and I was doing everything possible, including filing a lawsuit in federal court. And went to federal court so many times, I was like I almost lived there. But the thing about it is, I realized while I was doing all this, I didn't have no backup except for the people that worked at my job. And they could only do so much. Donate to my calls, donate to filing fees. I went after the whole state of Illinois by myself. And I found out anybody that helped me legal-wise or lawyer-wise ended up being moved or end up afraid to take the case, okay, because they've been threatened. They put a trustee from bankruptcy court to monitor my case against the state of Illinois. Okay, a lien was put on my case, but I don't want to get too far off topic. But let me tell you, that was just to let you know that we're not going to let you win jack, whatever. But you know what I'm talking about. But getting back to Grandmaster Jay, you'd think with all those people there would be some kind of outcry, uproar over him being locked up for nothing. Nothing. Well, that's the way they treat you. When I lost my job, there was no protection. Nobody, I didn't hear a whimper out of anybody. Okay? News, media, and they fired me for doing my job. I mean, I was within the state of Illinois working as a correctional counselor too, and a hostage negotiator and CPR instructor. There's a lot of titles I had. The thing about it is, I was a threat to the system because they had actually labeled my classrooms Black Power meetings. Okay? My classrooms were so powerful till the inmates that were opposing each other came to study under my tutelage together. They didn't like that. They wanted to keep the inmates fighting and arguing among themselves. I'm going to stop right there because I still have a lot more to talk about. And I'm going to get more focused and more in alignment with one topic at a time because there's so much information. I can't do it all under one video that's about 15 minutes long. Okay? So bear with me. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.